This is part 5 to a camping trip in the Ozarks. And what was a bunker with different cages with shackles that won't fit a human being and like handcuffs that wouldn't fit a human being doing down inside of a mountain there? If you haven't seen 1 through 4, 1 through 3 are pinned, and also there is a playlist. Or you're not going to understand this at all. The boys are headed to go get gas because there is no avoiding it. So the 2-hour trip, almost there, damn near 2 hours, they are discussing, and Casey's sitting there shaking in the back seat, and Dwayne, they're all pretty much shaken up at this point, but they're discussing what the hell that noise was and what was that shadow. So as Casey, Dwayne, and Lambert are headed to the gas station, the silence does fall over them because they realize that something horrible must have happened down there. Why were there shackles that were big enough to where Lambert, like I say, is 6'4", and he could rip his arm all the way through it? Like, it wasn't made for a human. Definitely not a human female, and for sure not a human male. About halfway there, they start running into car trouble. Lambert's Bronco starts to overheat. They do make it to the gas station, and as they're fueling up, he's checking everything out, and he doesn't know a whole lot about cars. So these two guys with long hair walk by while they're at the gas station, and they're all standing around looking. They don't know what's going on. And they're like, look, we're camping right down from here. Drive down here. Let us take a look. You can tell these dudes are Indians. They're indigenous. So they're like, yeah, cool. What else could go wrong? Sorry, guys. I'm just waking up. I'm trying to conclude story time. Anyway. So they get down to their campsite, and he discovers, one of the Indian guys, discovers that he has pinholes in his radiator, I believe. And he's explaining to him, like, you could probably make it all the way back home with the size of these, but you're going to have to constantly add water. And it's about lunchtime, and he says, I wouldn't advise leaving right now. If you're driving 8 to 9 hours away, I would leave at, like, literally the beginning of tomorrow morning. And they don't have a whole lot of money, so what choice do they have? And they had all agreed that they weren't going to say anything to anybody, but as they're camping that night, they end up telling these two guys, these two indigenous guys, what happened. And that's when basically all three guys get informed by the two indigenous guys that Bigfoot was a big deal in the Ozarks. And they told them that, you know, they're known by different names. They're in all different regions, like Yeti, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. And Casey, of course, is like, I told y'all at the very, he was like, I told y'all. And the indigenous guys, I guess they were Cherokee. He said something about one of them was Cherokee and one of them was something else. But anyway, they were friends. And they tell Casey, Dwayne, and Lambert that there were rumors of the mustache people and the Americans doing experiments on something called the Watchers of the Trees. Basically, like Bigfoot for them was like the watchman of the forest. And apparently all of the tribes in the area knew about it. So the mustache people and the U.S. were doing something strange for a little piece of change and some capes. He said they were basically trying to turn them into SS. You know what I'm saying, right? Like they took something good and tried to use it for something horrendous. And I'm not saying any of this is true. All I'm saying is what got told to me in a story. So as we conclude this series, what do you think it was? Because like I said, the shackles down there were way too big for a human being. Male or female, it doesn't matter. He said they were breeding them. They were doing all kind of janky shit. But anyway, there's the conclusion. I started to do it yesterday. I was feeling Jesus in my soul and having another awakening, and you know how those go. But anyway, I love you guys.